What's up guys, my name is Ace, and today I'm going to be sharing some tips on how to maximize the amount of loot that you get in CoD WW2. I've seen a lot of people just walking around doing headquarters tours and stuff. This one, I want to take it a little bit deeper and show you all the different methods that I'm aware of at least, and there's a couple that you might not be aware of, to maximize the amount of loot that you're getting in the game. And by loot, I mean Armory Credits, social score, as well as supply drops. So first up, let's have a look at the sort of housekeeping things that you should do every time you log into the game. First off, there is a daily login bonus, and this bonus increases if you're on a streak of logging in every single day. So you always want to try to make sure you at least log into the game every day, even if you're not planning on playing any games. Log in, make sure you continue your streak, collect your daily login bonus, and the longer that streak goes on, the higher the multiplier you get for your daily login. In addition to that, every time you get into the headquarters, head over to the mail area and collect your payroll. This can be done every 4 hours, and if you're super serious about this, you can actually just set an alarm on your phone or something like that so it'll remind you of that. Because this doesn't stack. You can't leave it for 8 hours and then go collect it twice. You collect it every 4 hours and the timer resets the moment you collect it. The next thing to take care of is to head over to Major Howard and collect your daily and weekly orders, as well as the special order if you're interested in that. Keep in mind with these orders, they're not like the contracts, which we'll be talking about in a little bit. These are all completely free. You don't have to pay in Armory scraps to unlock these or anything. They are free to activate. Just keep in mind, you can only have 3 of each activated at any given time. So make sure you pick the ones that you actually want to complete or actually feel like you can complete, rather than filling up your 3 slots with ones that you don't see yourself completing. For completing these orders, your rewards will range from XP to social score to Armory scrap to supply drops. Next up, head over to the Quartermaster. In the Quartermaster area, we have contracts. Now the contracts, keep in mind, it's a little bit of a risk reward if you guys haven't seen this yet. You spend Armory credits to buy the contract, and then the contract will give you a reward if you can complete it within a time limit. As far as I'm aware, every single contract in the game is a time-based thing, and keep in mind with the time that it gives you there when you look at the contract, that is in-game time. That doesn't include time in lobbies, so don't worry about that. Don't panic if it starts taking too long to load something, for instance. This is just in-game time, and then if you complete that contract, you'll get the reward that is stated in the contract. Again, this is going to be things like XP, social score, or supply drops. So those are the basic housekeeping things that you should do when you first get into the game every single time you log on. You should check all those things out, and if you aren't doing that before actually playing games, it's kind of wasting your time playing games where you could be earning all this extra loot. So as much as you might want to just hop in and play the game, make sure you take care of at least these basic things first. Now let's take it to the next level. If you're really serious about getting loot, there are various other things that you can do in the game. The first of which is in the headquarters area, watch other people open supply drops. I know it sounds silly, but it works. If you go around and you see somebody calling a supply drop in, just run up towards that supply drop, and over time, this will give you XP as well as supply drops for yourself. Now, I haven't done really detailed testing on this, but it seems like every 5 or so supply drops that I watch, I get a little bit of XP. And then every dozen or so supply drops, it could be a little bit more, it could be a little bit less, I'm not too sure how it's calculated, I get a supply drop of my own just for watching other people open their supply drops. Quite a weird system, but if you've got some time to kill and you just want to maximize that without actually playing the game, which honestly I don't know why you would, but some people are into that, then just go around and watch people open supply drops. Or if you just happen to be in the headquarters killing time or doing something else, and you see somebody opening a supply drop, just quickly run over, watch them do that, and that will add up over time. The next thing I want to talk about is social score. Social score is something that I haven't seen too many people break down in any sort of detail, and it took me a while to figure out exactly how this system works. Basically, social score is something that you get for performing various actions, mainly within the headquarters, but also, like I said, contracts and orders can give you social score as well. With this social score, as you build it up and as you increase your levels, you'll unlock various things from Armory credits to actual loot items. And just in case you were curious about how to actually see your social score, this took me a little while to figure out. I'm a little embarrassed to admit that, but then again, these menus can sometimes be a little complicated since we're just getting into the game now. I'm sure down the road we'll get used to it. But if you're interested in seeing what your social score is at, all you have to do when you're in the headquarters is press start, go into the menus here, go to your soldier, scroll down to dossier, and click dossier. On the right hand side, it will show you your social score level, as well as your progress towards your next level, and the reward that you'll get once you reach that next level. As you can see here, when I level up at this point, I will get 1,000 Armory Credits, which is a pretty decent amount. Then when I do level that up, my next reward for reaching the next level is an actual weapon variant. It's an M1928 Wilco. So you can see here there are various rewards for increasing your social score, and I've got a couple tips for you guys to increase your social score in the headquarters a little bit faster aside from just completing orders and contracts. The first thing, and probably the easiest way to do this, if people cooperate, is to commend people within the headquarters area. In order to do this, all you have to do is run up to another player, hold square on PS4, X on Xbox, whatever the button is on PC, it'll prompt you there for it. Hold that button, and then you'll see there's an option to commend them. You can only do this one time per player. I don't know if this resets after a certain period of time, like if you wanted to do it with your friends every couple days or something. I'm not too sure about that yet. But as far as we're aware, at least for now, this is a one-time thing that you're able to do. When you commend another player in the headquarters, they get 25 social score. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't look like you get anything out of this for doing it for them, but if people start cooperating here and start reciprocating when this happens, then it's a win-win for everybody. Everybody's going to get 25 social score, which is a decent amount for doing such a simple action. Like some of the orders only reward 25 social score, and they require you to play for a few games in order to get that, whereas this can happen just instantly if the other person reciprocates. So I urge you guys, if you are in the headquarters and you notice that somebody commends you, you'll see it on the bottom left when someone commends you. I think it should pop up a little bit more clearly so people can actually see when this happens. If somebody does that to you, please reciprocate and commend them as well. It takes you no time at all, and it really adds up for people over time. Also, if you're trying to maximize your social score, people are a little bit clueless as it is right now, it seems, but run around and try to find people that are actually moving in the headquarters. The people that are standing still are most likely AFK, they won't even notice that you commended them, but if there's people that are moving around, it's clear that they're in the game and they're paying attention. Go and commend them, and then hope they reciprocate. Maybe do a gesture or something to them, and you can actually rank up your social score quite quickly this way, as long as you manage to get people to reciprocate that. I'm hoping if enough of us YouTubers push people to do this, we will start seeing a system where people actually reciprocate, but like I said, as it is right now, it's a little bit tricky. One other thing you can do to increase your social score is open supply drops, but don't just open them near other players in the headquarters area. When you do this, it gives you a little bit of social score per supply drop that you open. It looks like the maximum right now is 4 social score per supply drop if you're opening it near other players. But if you open it completely away from other players, in this situation, for some reason, I ended up in a headquarters lobby by myself. I opened a supply drop up and I got 0 social score. Now, it doesn't look like you have to be like touching the person with your supply drop or anything. It just has to be in the general vicinity. So most of the time, as long as you're dropping it in this area that you can see me throwing it here, you're going to get that 4 social score every time you open a drop. But just make sure you're not going to some random corner of the map to open your drops. So with that, we're going to wrap up today's video. I'm sure as time goes on, I'm going to find new ways to be earning social score. I know there's these air raids that are supposed to happen within the headquarters, where there's a random raid and you have to get to the artillery guns to take those planes out that are attacking you. I haven't seen or heard of that happening yet, but I know that when that does happen, when they eventually activate it, that will award social score as well. So there are definitely other ways to earn social score. I just haven't found them all yet. I'll be sure to keep you guys posted on that in the future once we get more information. But I wanted to get this video out as early as possible so you guys can get on the right track to earning this loot more effectively in CoD World War II. One other thing that I really want to mention here, and I urge you guys to do, save your armory scraps as much as possible. I get that there are some bounties and some collections there that are really intriguing and you definitely want, and if you really want it, go ahead and do it. But just keep in mind, down the road, we're eventually going to have new items added and most likely completely new weapons, just like with Modern Warfare Remastered. If you don't have armory scraps saved up at that point, it's going to be pretty frustrating seeing all these other people with brand new guns and you don't have them because you didn't save your scraps. So I would definitely recommend saving as much as possible. Spend a little bit here and there if you really like something, but don't just be spending the armory scrap for the sake of spending it. Make sure you hoard it. And with that, we're going to wrap up today's video. I'd like to know in the comments section below, was there anything I missed in this video that's going to help you earn loot more effectively? And if so, please let us know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.